Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, I call it extreme greed. We're going to talk about that in a minute because that's exactly where we're at in this marketplace. We're going to start off here with a side-by-side view of the three key markets, the industrials, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq 100. We're going to focus on the Nasdaq 100 today and the Philly Semiconductor Index and three of the Super 8 stocks that are going to have earnings out this week: Alphabet, Meta, and Microsoft. So looking at the side-by-side view, the Dow was up 719 points. Now, the key thing that happened with the Dow Industrials is, yes, it moved above that mid-December high. So therefore, this is not the counter trend high anymore. The high for this week is. And then, so therefore, this is morphed into this zigzag, a much more complex zigzag, just like the others have morphed into. The S&P 500 was up 31 points. Interesting thing here is we are seeing some divergence on the RSI, at least between mid-June and the close that we had on Friday. Notice how this bar, this candle for this last week, kind of gave some back, over half of the range by the end of the week in terms of where it closed. And here on the Nasdaq 100, it was down 140 points. And it has a potential to be a nice looking reversal type candle in here. It too has some pretty good divergence showing up from mid-June to actually the close of the prior week, because that's the point that we're getting here on the RSI is right there. So let's dive in and take a look at the NDX. So here's that weekly view we were just looking at. Here's the daily view. Now we're seeing divergence on the daily view on RSI, DI plus, DI minus. See, DI minus, how do you get divergence on DI minus? Well, you don't go to a lower reading, a lower low, as the prices push higher. Once they start saying, no, we're not going any lower, that's a contrary indicator that, okay, this thing is running out of steam. And so all three of these are giving that kind of a signal right now. We have two consecutive closes below the 10-day moving average. I want to take a look at the Qs. Let me pull that up. Okay, so here are the Qs, the same exact picture because it's just an ETF of the Nasdaq 100. So it's the same exact picture. Here's where I've got the divergence showing up that I just talked about, okay, on the daily view. Let's take a look at the Elliott wave picture. Here's the Elliott wave picture we've got. When you look at it weekly, yes, it's been a very deep wave 2 retracement. We had a beautiful little zigzag. It just didn't go very far in terms of this high for the W. You know, looking for the classic, your default corrective after you get a big move down, 5-wave move down, your default is you are, for a wave 2, looking for a zigzag. Now, it can be anything, but typically you're looking for a zigzag. So when we got this was an indication, well, okay, this looks like exactly what we're looking for, but it hasn't gone very deep. Well, then it started to come down, but then it morphed again into another zigzag as it pushed higher and higher and extended here in 23. So when I look at the daily, here's how that looks. And let me zoom in a little bit. Here's the last of this C wave. Okay, well, actually what I'm looking for here is the Y wave right here. This is what I'm looking at. And here's the C wave within the Y wave. Okay, so I'm looking for where is the ending, where is the 5 waves coming into play in here. And it looks like we're there. Okay, so we got the turn down the last couple of days of this last week. And I think the 5 waves may very well be there. And here's how that looks if I break it down to a 78-minute view. Why? You know, I look at a lot of different views, and you're looking to see, well, where is the wave structure seeming to be the clearest? Well, when I pulled up the 78-minute, which divides the 6.5-hour day into 5 equal bars, this shows a pretty decent looking 5-wave structure up here for this last 5th wave within the C wave, within the Y wave at the end of intermediate wave 2. So now, as you look and say, okay, well, now what are we looking for? Now we're looking for, Where's the first 5 waves down that gives us an indication that maybe we're underway with the momentum to the other side? Well, it looks like we may have gotten that with the low that occurred here the middle of the day on Thursday. Okay, so that's actually, that was the last bar. This was the last bar of Thursday right here. So this is going to be interesting. I don't think this one bar is going to be enough for a corrective in here. It's just not enough, but we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. We are at an interesting point here on the Nasdaq 100. Let's take a look at the semiconductors. I'm going to pull that up. Now we've got a similar kind of thing going with the Philly Semiconductor Index. Now this is a weekly view, and the reason I've got this circled is because it looks somewhat similar to the kind of price action that happened on a weekly basis over here at the end of 21, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. And we're getting the same kind of price action in here, up, down, up, down, up, down. So now, is this running out of steam? I think it may very well be. I mean, we're getting a little bit of divergence here on the RSI, just like we started to get back into this little cluster of oscillations. You know, we're getting the divergence showing up, and then it rolled over and broke down out of that congestion right here at the top at the end of the 5th intermediate wave. Well, here we are at the end of this bigger zigzag, and we'll see what plays out in here. Let's take a look at the daily view and see where we are on the ABC. I've got this labeled as an ABC instead of WXY. And within that, I think here's the 5-wave move. Straight line, gaps, nice 5-wave for 3, pull back for 4, getting a little 5-wave move back up in here for the 5th wave. And we're getting really nice divergence in here at the tail end of this move. So now watching, what do we need to see? We need to see further breakdown in here and seeing this start to take out lows, lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so that is the picture we've got on the semiconductor index, looking for it to be at the end of its run. All right, so I talked about extreme greed. Well, you know, you've all heard of CNN's Fear and Greed Index that they have and they keep. Well, that's exactly where we're sitting. We're sitting at a plus 82 reading. The prior close was an 80. So, you know, this is just an indication. I know, like the video last week, I talked about raising a red flag. Well, you know, we're at that stage, you know, raising a red flag because we're seeing a lot of the indicators that are giving that type of indication that says, okay, we're running out of steam. We're running into very bullish sentiment. But, you know, sentiment's one thing. You got to have the price action roll over and break down. And so you were starting to get that on the Nasdaq 100 and the semiconductor index, starting to get it. We'll see what kind of follow through we get. You know, this has been pretty strong move. I mean, when you look at in here, where's the ADX still sitting? The ADX sitting at 36.8. Well, that's the indications this is a pretty strong move, and it had been over 40. Well, not a surprise when you get a move like this. All right, let's take a look at Alphabet. Okay, here's the chart of Google, G-O-O-G-L. Okay, so this is Class A common stock of Alphabet. Now, I'm showing a line chart of the daily closes because sometimes when you go to the line chart, you're showing the daily closes, and it doesn't matter whether you're looking at a weekly time frame, daily, or whatever. Sometimes the wave structure just comes a little bit clearer. And in this case, the high close on Google was back over here in November 21. And here's the 5-wave move down, intermediate wave 1 bottoming in November on November, I guess it might have been, let's see, it looks like the 3rd, something like that. Yeah, it's the 3rd. And then we've gotten this WXY move complex that I believe has finished in here. And now Google has come down, snap back, and now looks like it is coming back down. So that's the picture we've got on Google. Looks like a complete intermediate wave 2. We'll watch and see if we get continuation and see an impulse type wave start to fill out to the downside on Google. Let's take a look at Microsoft next. The thing that jumped out at me about Microsoft is look how on a weekly view, it tried to get above that November 21 high. And it started to do it here in mid-June. Couldn't hold it, couldn't stay above it. Tried again on the week of July 9th, same thing. And then this last week, even stronger move to the upside, and then comes all the way back down and closes down for the week, down to $1.47. That's not a very good move. That's not a very strong indication by any means. And then you've got the divergence that's showing up between this point right here and this prior week, the week of, what is that? The week of July 9th. Okay, so over the last, 2, 4, 6 bars in here, 6 weeks, period, pretty strong divergence that's showing up, just like what's showing on the Qs. All right, so let's take a look at the daily view of this. So we'll come over here and you can see the daily price action of what happened. And so what was this? This was Tuesday in terms of the big move up. It closes there. You're thinking, oh, it's going to pull in NVIDIA. Nope. It just came right on back down. And it's going to be interesting also to see how long does NVIDIA stay above its high. Because, it's been up there. It's been strong. We'll see. It's rolling over also. Now, let's see. That seems like there was one other thing I wanted to look at in here. Yeah, here's the wave count I've got on Microsoft. I'm showing this similar to what I did with NVIDIA. I'm showing this as a 3-wave move down that bottomed in November as an A wave and a 3-wave move up in here that was strong. That was a B wave. So what is this fleshing out? This is fleshing out a flat. If we have a 3-wave and a 3-wave, okay, that goes up and in a flat, the B wave can go beyond the beginning of wave A, okay, then the expectation is when this breaks down and comes on down, it's going to come down in a 5-wave move down for wave C. So that's the way this looks to me at the moment. Of course, what we need to see is this go into reverse and start taking out lows and have a series of lower lows and lower highs as it trends to the downside in here. But right now, it sure looks like it's starting. We're seeing a lot of the indications. So we'll see what kind of follow through we get with their earnings. We'll see if all this mentioning of AI and AI tools is running out of steam. Okay, let's take a look at Meta. Okay, here's the chart of Meta, down $8.26 on Friday and down $14.61 for the week. So here's the picture of the weekly and the daily. And man, can this stock trend. I mean, when it trends, it trends. It doesn't matter whether it's going up or whether it's going down, because when it does it, when it's trending, it gets ahead of steam and it just keeps doing it. Like right in here. And right now it's just had one heck of a run. There is no doubt. And the Elliott wave picture, I'm doing the same thing. I'm calling it an ABC. Little different though. This looks more like a zigzag than a flat. This looks more like an impulsive 5-wave move down for wave A. And if you have a 5-wave, then you're expecting to have a 3-wave, and then you're going to get a 5-wave. Okay, so it's a different animal, and there is no expectation that this is going to come back up to the beginning of wave A, the old highs. Not at all. If this is truly a zigzag, and what I'm talking about is this. I'm talking about this being a zigzag corrective pattern like that. Okay, so that's what I'm watching for. But what does that mean? That means this ABC, the C wave, needs to be running out of steam, and that's what we're going to be watching for. Now, this thing has had a pretty strong head of steam going for it. So it's going to take some price action to really break this thing down. But we are starting to see divergences. Okay, so look at the on the daily view over here. Okay, we started seeing divergences right in here. Okay, you can see that on the RSI. And then in this last section, the third through fifth wave in here, further divergence showing up. And then now all of a sudden, we're getting pretty good little move to the downside. So we'll see what we get. You know, we start looking at the moving average view, 2 consecutive closes below the 10-day moving average. You know, we got that back over here in April, and it was down there for a few days, and then that was it. We'll see what happens here with Meta. It's had a pretty good run. Looking for it to continue to roll over, break down, and start trending the other way. Okay, that is it for this video. If you felt like the video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that little subscriber button. And if you'd like more of this information on a regular basis, head on over to joehenches.net. Check out the website, check out the membership. Everyone have a great week. We'll talk to you on the next video.